So this is my final render for the environment project. It started like this, where I had just done the doors, the windows, the telescope, and moved on to learning how to create maps and textures, and then attach them to the walls and surfaces, as well as UV mapping and create podiums and multiple different looks to the podium with one UV map, as well as the balcony posts and texturing the balcony. I then moved on to making lights and opening the back panel doors to make a soft glow coming from the inside to the outside, as well as creating glass that you can see through and that also reflects, and colored glass, as well as frosted glass and a bump map. I created a glowing orb, which I wouldn't have even been able to do in the beginning, that you can also see through, and a rupee and some other gemstones as well. And by the 4th week, I was able to create a glow on the inside of the orb, as well as use temperature to change the lighting effect on the inside to make it look warmer. I opened a window because I felt like it really tied the piece together. I made my own UV mapping for the vases. I made my own UV mapping for the vases. I created candle illumination. I attached a marble file to it, and I made this look like really cool, like almost like a soul orb that you would see in a video game. And I love it. I'm in love with it. So I went insanely enough from this, where I could barely do the doors, windows, and telescope, to to that. Like, that is an insane difference. And here's my UV map that I had created. I actually inverted it and then had this in the background. It was a solid red and orange, but I inverted the picture and it turned blue and brown and all those other colors, which I really liked because it went better with my wall. And then I added the gold, which I Google searched and found in a high definition, and I really liked the yellow to gold contrast. So whenever I did it, I wanted to make sure that the handles had a yellow to orangey pigment like what you would do with a ramp, but without having to make an actual ramp to do so. And I thought that was really cool, and that is something I learned how to do, and I just thought that was really amazing. My favorite project that I did was definitely this one in Unity and Substance Painter, which I know how to use now, and I could barely open them whenever we first got them. Like, I had so much trouble opening Unity that I spent almost 2 full days trying to figure it out, and it turned out I was just trying to open the wrong file. But I made a dragon egg, which I thought was really cool, and I used lighting to make the red effect at the bottom, because normally this entire thing is supposed to be this color with silver, and I liked the red idea better, but I couldn't figure out how to change it, so I improvised, and it actually made it look like it was glowing at the bottom, which I really liked, and I thought that was really neat. So I went from not being able to create a UV to being able to make my own UVs, make my own textures, create different textures, and go from literally a blank canvas to this really awesome. It looks 3D because of the mapping, the normal mapping, which I didn't know how to make at all, and I had a lot of trouble with that. But that was also a, I don't know if it was user error or programming error, but I fixed it either way, and it just turned out really, really good, and I'm really proud of this work.